Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So as promised, I am here today with another video for you guys. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and please go check my birth story video before you check this one. So I'm actually here today to talk to you guys about postpartum recovery. So I made like a poll on Zariah's Instagram, and a lot of mums were messaging me, kind of just telling me about their postpartum, because I kind of revealed to them on Instagram that, you know, postpartum for me was very hard. So postpartum recovery is actually a very lonely experience. So for me, straight after I gave birth to Zariah, I did RIP. So I had to have some stitches. So literally after I gave birth, they did the stitches for me and they left me with a baby in the room and my partner. So my mum actually wasn't with me in the room. So 24 years old, my first baby, and I'm just like, I'm thinking, my baby's here now, I have to step up and be a mum. Not realizing after you give birth, take it easy, let people take care of you, ask for help. Don't think you're meant to do everything on your own. As soon as I gave birth, I literally got up. There was like a mini shower there, so I got into the shower and I cleaned myself. I literally had a proper shower. But you know what it is, after I gave birth, I had like adrenaline. Like I didn't feel like tired, I didn't feel like in pain, I didn't feel nothing. I literally felt like I'm good to go, like. And little did I know, like literally within 24 hours after giving birth, I caught an infection in my womb, and I was literally like, my body was tired, I was just like drained. Thankfully though, after I gave birth, I went to stay with my mum for the whole month after giving birth to Zariah, and that's where I got my help. She's literally the person who helped me recover, because postpartum recovery is not a joke, and a lot of people don't realize that it's not like movies, because you know in movies it shows the woman laying down and then having the baby and then taking care of the baby at home. That's not reality. Reality is after you give birth, there is recovery, and recovery, you're meant to take your time, lay down, ask for help, don't carry anything heavy. And that's where I went wrong, because I literally carried my suitcase. I was literally carrying like Zariah's car seat when I was going to appointments. I was literally doing the most, and I did have the help, but I didn't know, like I wasn't meant to be doing these stuff. So I got a prolapse in my room. So room prolapse, which is basically when your womb's hanging a bit low, and the pain of a prolapse is so painful. Like literally, I remember just crying one time to my mum, and I just kind of broke down, and I was crying to my partner because I was in so much pain, and I wanted to take care of my daughter, and I was just in so much pain, and it was just literally broke me apart. And I remember crying to my sister as well, and I was like, I don't want to do this no more, like I just want to be good, I want to be able to take care of my daughter. And they were all like, just take your time, everything's going to be all right. And she even told me her own experience after she gave birth, but she had a cesarean. She told me that she got an infection as well in one of her stitches, had to get restitched and stuff, and all they did was give her some antibiotics. I went to the hospital after giving birth, and they told me I had an infection. They gave me some antibiotics, and it was the most painful thing for them to open me up and check in there. I was crying and screaming down the place, and the doctor was like to me, I know you gave birth, but I do understand the pain you're going through right now, and it's not nice. And I was just like, it's not. They did tell me that to do the exercises at home, which are the Kegels. So literally just sit down and you kind of like hold your pee in, and they say as well to contract your muscles, basically to make them stronger again. Because my prolapse, it wasn't that severe, but it was severe enough that it was very painful. And the pain literally feels like your vagina hanging off, and it feels like there's a heavy weight on it, and it's so painful that it will bring you down into tears. Like I used to cry anytime I used to walk a little bit too much. And then after that, I told myself, no lifting, no nothing. I wasn't doing anything no more. And I feel like the aftercare as well, I feel like midwives should come over more often and, you know, speak to you about it, see how you're doing. I feel like the aftercare should be more intense. After you have a baby, the focus goes straight onto the baby, and people neglect the mum, and I feel like that is so bad. Like, there's so much that goes on, and just the shock of like you have a baby now that relies on you. Like, it's a major transition that we just expect women to like flow into. But because I have such a loving, supporting mum, my mum throughout the whole month that I was going through that. She was there for me. When it was time to bath Soraya, she gave Soraya her baths, her massages, feeding, taking care of Soraya while I went to the hospital. My mum was literally my main support system, but the reality is that not a lot of people have that support system. So I feel like there needs to be more support from midwives and doctors when a woman gives birth. Because if I never had all that support, I probably would go into a depression or something. I don't even know what would happen to me. And even like, I feel like as well before, while you're doing the whole procedure when you're pregnant, someone should sit down with you, like speak to you about the stuff that can happen over postpartum. Not just depression, but the things that your body goes through and how lonely it is and how you can contact someone, even teach your partner how to be there for you. Because I feel like after you give birth, I feel like men see what we see on TV, you know? They have the baby, they take care of the baby, and that's it. No, there's actually way more in terms of your woman being pregnant, giving birth, the after-cover, the 4th month, which is the postpartum recovery month. And for me, it took me 4 months to really recover, and even now I still am recovering from giving birth. Like, your body goes through a lot. I've had a natural birth, so I don't know how cesarean is. I've heard that cesarean is even more intense. So I feel like some people sometimes feel like because she never had a cesarean, it's going to heal quicker and it's not going to be as intense. That is not the case. The same care should be given. Men should be educated on that, because literally after I gave birth, he doesn't mind me saying this, but after I gave birth, he really wanted me to, like, gave birth, a week after, let's go down here, show the baby to this person and that person and that person. I'm looking at him like, my body right now is shutdown mode. I don't want to see no one's face. I just want to be taken care of by my mom, be fed by my mom, everything by my mom, and just take in the moment to get myself better, to take care of my child. And that was like the most important thing. And I feel like when he saw me crying in pain from the prolapse and in the hospital, like going through so much, that's when he looked at me. He was like, I'm so sorry that I put on so much pressure on you, going here and there. Like, these people don't matter. What matters to me is you and my daughter. And I feel like that's something that needs to be put onto men. It's important to speak about this. Like, postpartum is not a joke. And I do have some messages that mum sent me. I'm not going to be saying their names or anything because I feel like that's a bit private. They DM'd me for a reason, but I have told them they can come onto this platform on YouTube, comment below and share stories, because I feel like we can all relate to each other. So a lady told me that, and obviously I gave birth during COVID, so for me with COVID, I don't know whether because it was COVID that didn't allow me to get all the information I needed to get about giving birth and the aftercare process. If you didn't give birth during COVID, let me know how your experience was in terms of speaking about postpartum recovery, because I actually never got any. I literally just went with the wind and had to work with what was shown to me. But a lady told me that she got COVID 6 weeks postpartum, and that pushed her recovery back to the beginning. And she's still recovering, and she's already 8 months postpartum. And she was like, so amazing that you're talking about this, as no one does, and makes you feel so alone. And that really broke me, because I felt the same when I really was going through. I felt like no one could understand what I was going through. My mum though, she was like to me, I know what you're going through, baby girl, just take your time, take it easy, make sure you like my mum was making me steam down there to help me heal faster. Like, sometimes she would even help me clean it, because I caught an infection, so I had to clean it, and then I'm bleeding constant. And after you give birth as well, you bleed loads, and that was another thing that I was going through that was just literally like turning me crazy, because I am constantly bleeding. I have to take care of my baby, I have to breastfeed my baby, I have to take, like, it was just so much going on. And my postpartum recovery, my mom's from an African background, so what she was able to do for me, she gave me massages, she gave me hot baths, she made me steam, and she was giving me liquids as well, like liquid foods and stuff to help me produce milk. That having a support system during these times are like the most important thing ever. And anyone who's about to give birth, please don't think you can do this all on your own. Even like if you have to do it alone and you have no choice, contact a midwife and just ask for aftercare, because it's so important for your mental health and your baby. I had my partner and I had my mum. I really do appreciate my mum for doing that for me. Like, I can't even, like, like, it was a lot to deal with. So that was my story in terms of my postpartum recovery. Comment down below, let me know about your story so we can all relate to each other. Do not forget, like, share and subscribe. My next video, I'm going to be speaking about the midwife's brew that I did. I do have footage of this, and unfortunately, even though I don't want to post me looking like that, I'm still going to do it for you guys, because I feel like a lot of people as well on Instagram or don't know what it's about in the UK, I guess. So I'm just going to share that with you guys and tell you how that experience alone was, because boy, that was different. I hope this helps you guys be able to have someone that to relate to in terms of your postpartum. I'm 7 months in now, almost 8 months, and I'm still recovering, so don't feel like it's a rush. Don't feel like there's anything wrong with you. It's just literally nature doing what it needs to do. Just take your time, mama, and ask for help if you need to. Another thing I want to say is, if you're soon to be mom, please start thinking about the postpartum recovery, because it's literally the most important part. Get the help that you need. Read, ask questions. I'm always happy to reply to any messages. You can message me on allthingsright_, which is my daughter's Instagram. I'm gonna start making my Instagram a bit mothery as well. So my Instagram is _. I'm going to try and make that more motherly, but because I already made that platform on my daughter's Instagram, I think it's just easier to connect with you moms there. But I do want to make mine as well more motherly, and maybe her one more baby related. But thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.